What if being the nice guy is the very reason you feel invisible, disrespected, and secretly resented? Look around you, the men who always say yes, who apologize for everything, who try to keep everyone happy. Where do they end up? Taken for granted, sidelined, forgotten. This isn't kindness, it's a slow self-destruction. Machiavelli would call it a fatal weakness. After this video, you'll understand why, and you'll never play the nice guy again. You were taught that if you're kind, patient, always understanding, people will see your heart and treat you well in return. But here's the brutal truth. Most people don't care about your intentions, they care about what they can get from you. The world doesn't reward the man who is endlessly nice. It rewards the man who is strong, decisive, and willing to say no. Weakness has a scent, and manipulators, users, and emotional vampires can smell it from a mile away. When you can't refuse, when you overgive, when you let people walk over you in the name of being a good guy, you're not inspiring gratitude, you're inviting exploitation. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. Power, not goodness, shapes how people treat you. If you keep operating like a nice guy, you'll keep attracting the same patterns: friends who only call when they need something, partners who lose attraction, co-workers who dump extra work on you. This video is your turning point. Once you understand how your niceness is being weaponized against you, you'll never look at your relationships or yourself the same way again. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to kill the nice guy inside you without becoming a cold, heartless jerk. You'll learn how to set ruthless boundaries, how to stay calm and in control when others try to guilt-trip or manipulate you, and how to build a presence that makes people think twice before taking advantage of you. You'll understand Machiavelli's hidden rules of power and how to apply them quietly in your everyday life at work, in friendships, and in relationships, so that you're no longer the man who begs for respect, but the man who naturally commands it. And before we go any further, lock this into your identity by dropping this in the comments. I refuse to be the nice guy. I choose strength and strategy. Number 1. The nice guy is not a hero. He's a target. And Machiavelli would tell you he's the perfect victim in any power game. You know this man already. Maybe you've even been him. He's the guy who always picks up the phone, even when he's exhausted. He's the one who lends money and never asks for it back because he doesn't want to make things awkward. He's the man who laughs off disrespect, who shrugs when people show up late, who says, "It's okay," when it's clearly not okay. He lives his life trying to be liked, and for that very reason, he is never truly respected. People don't see him as strong or dependable, they see him as convenient. Machiavelli wrote that many people are ungrateful, fickle, false, cowardly, and covetous. It sounds harsh, but look at how people actually behave. They prioritize their own interests first, and they quickly learn who they can lean on without ever giving anything back. When you are always available, always forgiving, always understanding, you are silently broadcasting one message to the world: my time, my energy, and my self-respect are cheap. Think about the friend who drops everything for you. Do you really admire him, or do you just assume he'll always be there? Now think about the man who has boundaries, who sometimes says, "No, I can't do that," who protects his time like it matters. When he helps you, you feel it, because you know he chose to, not because he's afraid of disappointing you. That's the difference between the nice guy and the strategic man. The nice guy acts out of fear, fear of conflict, fear of being disliked, fear of losing people. The strategic man acts out of principle. He helps when it aligns with his values and goals, and he refuses when it doesn't. One is used, the other is respected. So you must stop asking, "How can I make everyone happy?" and start asking, does this serve my standards and my mission? This isn't about becoming selfish. It's about understanding that if you don't protect your own interests, no one else will. The world will always take more from the man who never says no. When you draw clear lines, when you stop over-explaining, stop bending your schedule for flaky people, stop tolerating disrespect, you send a new signal: I value myself. And once that signal is clear, users, manipulators, and emotional parasites start to fade away because they realize you're no longer an easy mark. The nice guy trades his self-respect for temporary approval and ends up with neither. The Machiavellian man keeps his self-respect first, and real respect follows. Number 2, being a good man is fine, but being good all the time, in every situation, no matter how people treat you, is exactly why you get walked on. Machiavelli warned that a ruler must learn how not to be good when circumstances demand it. And the same is true for you. Strategic ruthlessness doesn't mean becoming a monster. It means being willing to do what's necessary to protect your time, your energy, and your self-respect. When someone disrespects you, the nice guy looks for excuses. They're just stressed. They didn't mean it. I don't want to cause drama. He absorbs the insult and rewards the behavior with more access. The Machiavellian man does the opposite. He treats disrespect as data. One offense might earn a calm, direct correction. Repeated offenses earn distance, less access, or complete removal from your life. When someone borrows money and never brings it up again, the nice guy sits in silence and prays. They'll magically do the right thing. The strategic man brings it up once, clearly, and if it's not resolved, he never lends to that person again and downgrades their place in his life. When a friend constantly cancels on you, the nice guy keeps rescheduling and pretending it's fine. The strategic man stops offering his time to someone who has proven they don't value it. This is how ruthless people think. They believe actions, not words. They don't give endless second chances to patterns that have already revealed the truth. You need to stop measuring yourself by how nice you were in a situation and start measuring yourself by how effectively you defended your standards. If you never enforce consequences, your boundaries are just suggestions, and users love suggestions. They'll ignore them every time. Strategic ruthlessness means you're willing to be the bad guy in someone else's story, if that's what it takes to stay the hero in your own. You might disappoint people, confuse people, even anger people, but that's the price of self-respect. In the long run, those who value you will adjust, and those who only valued how easy you were to use will fall away. And that's exactly what you want. Number 3. As a nice guy, you've been trained to believe that being openly emotional, endlessly forgiving, and constantly understanding makes you a better man, but in the real world, it makes you easier to control. Your emotions are the strings people pull to move you where they want you to go. Guilt, shame, fear of being alone, fear of being seen as the bad guy. Machiavelli understood that whoever controls the emotions of others holds the real power. And right now, when you explode in anger, crumble under pressure, or rush to fix every uncomfortable feeling, you're handing over that power for free. Emotional control doesn't mean becoming a robot. It means you feel everything but choose your responses like a strategist, not a child. When someone disrespects you, the nice guy either laughs it off to avoid tension or snaps and then feels guilty, apologizing for finally standing up for himself. The Machiavellian man does something different. He stays calm, studies the situation, and responds in a way that serves his interests. Maybe he calls it out directly. Maybe he distances himself quietly. Maybe he simply registers the behavior and adjusts that person's access to his life. But he does not let his reaction be dictated by shock or insecurity. When someone tries to guilt-trip you, you've changed. You're selfish now. You used to be so nice. The old you would panic and work overtime to prove them wrong. The new you hears those words as a test, a manipulation attempt, and responds with calm clarity. I have changed. I'm not available for what doesn't respect me. No arguing, no emotional essay, no desperate need to be understood. When a person pressures you to decide right now, buy now, help now, answer now, the nice guy feels cornered and caves because he can't tolerate the discomfort of someone being upset. The powerful man buys time. I'll think about it, and then he actually does. If the offer or request can't survive a pause, it was never in your best interest anyway. Emotional control is your shield in a world that runs on impulse. The man who stays calm when others lose control is seen as solid, reliable, and strangely magnetic, and Machiavelli would say he is far harder to deceive. Emotional chaos makes you predictable. People know that if they push your buttons, you'll either explode, retreat, or rush to please them. Calm doesn't mean you don't feel, it means you don't perform. Calmness makes you unreadable. You become the one observing, not the one reacting. Start practicing this on a small scale. When a text annoys you, wait before replying. When someone says something disrespectful, pause before responding. When you feel fear or guilt rise up, notice it, breathe, and choose your next move deliberately. Every time you respond with strategy instead of impulse, you take back a piece of your power. Being the nice guy keeps you emotionally exposed, easy to trigger, easy to move. Being the Machiavellian man means you own your reactions, and once you do, no one else gets to use them against you. Number 4. Nice guys make a fatal mistake. They assume people will magically see their good heart and reward them for it. Machiavelli knew better. He wrote that everyone sees what you appear to be, but few truly know what you are, and that means your image is more powerful than your intentions. In the real world, people don't treat you based on your inner goodness. They treat you based on the signals you send every day. How you talk, how you react, how you walk into a room, how quickly you fold under pressure. When you're always smiling nervously, over-explaining your decisions, apologizing for things that don't require an apology, and trying to prove you're not a bad guy, you're not seen as kind. You're seen as weak, unsure, and easy to push. The man who wants respect has to become intentional about what he projects. Ask yourself, if a stranger watched me for 1 week, what image would they walk away with? A man who's always available, a man who tolerates disrespect, a man who laughs along when people make him the joke, or a man who speaks calmly, sets limits, keeps his word, and doesn't flinch when someone doesn't like his answer. Machiavellian thinking says you shape perception on purpose. That means you stop explaining every boundary like a defense lawyer and start making simple, firm statements. I'm not available then. That doesn't work for me. I'm not okay with that. No essays, no emotional speeches. You stop trying to soften every decision with a dozen justifications. You stop laughing at things that are actually disrespectful. You start looking people in the eye when you talk to them, standing up straight and speaking slower instead of rushing every sentence like you're afraid of wasting their time. You become very careful about what behavior you accept in public, because every time you let someone talk down to you, mock you, or dismiss you while you smile it off, you're teaching the entire room how to treat you. Your clothes, your posture, your tone of voice, your reactions, these are all pieces of your armor. A sloppy, apologetic, always available image tells the world you're easy to ignore. A composed, selective, unapologetic image tells the world there are lines that cannot be crossed without consequence. This isn't about being fake. It's about aligning how you appear with the strength you're developing internally. The nice guy hides his power and hopes people dig deep enough to see it. The strategic man displays his standards clearly so people don't dare test them. Remember this. In every interaction, you're either strengthening an image of respect or reinforcing an image of weakness. There is no neutral. From today on, you are no longer the man who leaves his reputation up to chance. You become the man who engineers it. Number 5. One of the biggest reasons nice guys get ignored, talked over, and dismissed is because they never shut up. They over-explain, over-justify, and rush to fill every silence so no one feels uncomfortable. But Machiavelli understood something you haven't been taught. Power often sits with the one who speaks least. Every time you ramble to defend your choices, you're not reassuring people, you're signaling doubt. Every time you nervously laugh and explain why you can't do something instead of just saying, "No, that doesn't work for me," you're begging for permission to have boundaries. Silence changes that. When someone makes a request that drains you, instead of immediately blurting out an excuse, you pause, you breathe, you let the moment hang, and then you give a short, firm answer. When someone says something disrespectful, the old you would either laugh it off or snap emotionally. The Machiavellian you simply looks at them, says nothing, and lets their words echo awkwardly in the air. That silence forces them to feel the weight of what they just said. When someone pressures you, "Come on, just do it, don't be like that. What's your problem?" You don't rush to justify yourself or prove you're still a nice guy. You say, "I'll think about it," and then you go quiet. The burden shifts to them. Now they're the ones scrambling to convince you. Silence also creates mystery. If you're always explaining what you think, how you feel, why you did something, people stop listening because they already know you'll spill everything eventually. But when you become the man who chooses his words carefully, who isn't afraid of a pause, people lean in when you finally speak. Your yes means more, your no hits harder, and your opinions carry weight. Nice guys fear silence because they fear disapproval. Powerful men use silence to control the pace of the interaction, to protect their energy, and to reveal who's really insecure in the conversation. From now on, let your silence do some of the work your mouth used to do. Number 6. There's a big difference between being a man people value and a man people feel safe using, and nice guys always end up in the second category. Harmless men avoid conflict, agree with everything, and would rather be uncomfortable themselves than make anyone else uncomfortable. They think this makes them good, but in reality, it makes them forgettable, replaceable, and easy to exploit. Machiavelli wrote that a leader must be both lion and fox, strong enough to scare off wolves and smart enough to avoid traps, and that's exactly what you must become. Being useful means you bring real value to the table: skills, insight, solutions, reliability under pressure. People respect you because you actually make their lives or their systems better. But being harmless means you never say what needs to be said, never challenge disrespect, never set lines in the sand. You go along with everything to keep the peace, and in doing so you enable bad behavior from everyone around you. When you watch someone cross your boundaries and stay quiet, that's harmless. When you let a friend constantly dump their problems on you but vanish when you need help, that's harmless. When you swallow the truth to avoid offending someone who has no problem offending you, that's harmless. The Machiavellian man understands that sometimes being useful requires being uncomfortable, calling out a pattern, refusing a request, holding someone accountable, or walking away entirely. He's not out looking for fights, but he's willing to be the bad guy in the moment if it protects his standards and the integrity of his life. And because of that, people eventually trust him more, not less. They know he won't lie to keep them happy, and he won't disappear when things get hard. The goal is simple: be the man who can solve problems and carry weight, but also the man nobody wants to cross, because they know you are kind, not harmless, helpful, not soft, useful, but never, ever easy to use. Number 7. Nice guys are painfully easy to read. Everyone around you already knows exactly how you'll react. They know that if they guilt trip you, you'll cave. If they flatter you, you'll help. If they pressure you, you'll rush to say yes just to avoid conflict. That predictability is why you keep getting played. Machiavelli warned that whoever wants constant success must change his conduct with the times, and that means you cannot be a man of fixed, automatic responses. Being unpredictable doesn't mean being chaotic or unreliable. It means people can't script your reaction in advance. When someone asks you for a favor, sometimes you say yes, sometimes you say no, sometimes you say, "I'll think about it," and actually do. They can't assume you'll just roll over. When someone tries to push your buttons using disappointment, guilt, or anger as tools, the old you panicked and tried to fix their emotions. The new you pauses, watches, and chooses a response based on what serves your interests, not what calms them down fastest. Maybe you ignore the manipulation. Maybe you calmly call it out. Maybe you withdraw from the situation entirely. They never quite know, and that uncertainty forces them to respect your boundaries instead of gaming them. When people can predict you, they can program you. When they can't, they must negotiate with you. Being thoughtfully unpredictable also makes your yes more valuable. If you're the guy who always agrees, no one appreciates it. They simply expect it. But if you are the man who sometimes declines, who weighs his options, who doesn't jump just because someone says jump, then when you do help, people feel it. They know it was a choice, not a reflex. Your time and effort become scarce resources, not cheap commodities. The key is simple. Stop responding from habit and start responding from principle. Before you answer, ask yourself, what response here respects my standards and my goals? That slight pause is where your power lives. Machiavellian strategy says you should never let others be fully sure of your limits, your thresholds, or your next move. Not because you want to scare them, but because you want to prevent them from building a roadmap to control you. Predictable men are tools. Unpredictable men are forces. As long as people can say, "If I just guilt him, he'll fold," or "If I just act upset, he'll do it," you are still the nice guy in chains. The moment they start thinking, "I don't know how he'll respond, I'd better come correct," you've stepped into power. Here's what you need to understand. The world does not reward the man who bleeds himself dry to be liked. It rewards the man who knows his value, protects his boundaries, and moves with strategy instead of desperation. Being the nice guy was never about goodness. It was about fear. Fear of upsetting people, fear of being alone, fear of being seen as anything other than the good one. But as Machiavelli would tell you, power and respect do not belong to the fearful. They belong to the man who can be kind but refuses to be used, who can be understanding but refuses to tolerate disrespect, who can feel deeply but refuses to let emotions steer his life. From now on, every time you feel that old urge to say yes when you mean no, to over-explain when a simple answer is enough, to chase approval instead of standing your ground, remind yourself, that's the old script, the nice guy script, and you're done with it. You are rewriting yourself as a man of standards, leverage, and self-respect. People will adjust or they'll leave. Either way, you win, because you're no longer trading your dignity for temporary comfort. If this hit you in the gut and you're ready to walk away from the nice guy life for good, hit subscribe and stay close. I'll keep giving you the tools, the mindset, and the Machiavellian strategies to become the man others respect, not the man they use. And before you go, lock it in one more time. I refuse to be the nice guy. I choose power, respect, and control.